Hi, I'm clinical hypnotherapist Stephanie Kunkel. So I just did a live video over on my Facebook site page, and now I decided to go ahead and do a live video over here on YouTube. And so the connection is a little bit rocky, so bear with me. Hopefully, we'll be able to get through this. But today, I wanted to talk about goal setting and actually reaching and accomplishing your goal. Times when we procrastinate, when we feel stuck, it's because the thing that we're trying to do feels very overwhelming to our subconscious mind, or it's not clear and concise enough for our subconscious mind to grasp onto. It's too like nebulous and out there. All right. But we can set very big, wonderful, lofty goals even and accomplish those goals. And I'm going to show you how to do this now. So this is a secret. It's really not that big of a secret, but all of the successful people do this. So if you want to be a highly successful person, then that you should consider doing yourself. So the first thing I want you to do is think of a goal, something that you want to get accomplished within the next, I don't know, few weeks or a few months or by the end of next year. It doesn't matter to me, but just think of some sort of goal that you want to do. What do you have in mind? And you don't have to think small. Think of a big goal, or you may already have a big goal. So for me, my big goal is writing this book. I actually really enjoy writing. I have a natural talent for it. When I'm in the zone, I love being in the zone. And yet, when I feel like I have to write a whole book, it feels very heavy to my mind. Okay. So, for the sake of an example, I'm going to use my own book, but I want you to think of a goal right now and give you time to do this. In fact, get out a tablet or piece of paper, a pen, and I want you to write it down. That's actually the number one biggest secret that most successful people know, that the average person or below average in success um, doesn't know. And it seems so simple, but it's just not adhered to for whatever reason. There is power and magic when you write something down. So I want you to think about what that is right now. Right now. And I want you to write it down now. All right. Um, and try to be as precise as possible. So, for me, I'm writing a book, and it's a book about how to get information from your subconscious mind. And I mean that by not, yes, you can get information by using hypnosis and hypnotherapy. I mean, how can the average person go inside, really listen to their intuition, and get valuable information for themselves? So this is a book that's going to teach the person how to do that. All right. All right. So that's sort of what the book's about. But also, you need to visualize or imagine or pretend that your goal is already there. It's already accomplished. So, maybe my book is out in bookstores. It's on the New York Times best-selling list, authors list, right? Um, it's on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, everywhere, right? So you can even imagine what the book cover looks like. For me, I guess it's a book, but it could be you. Maybe you want a new car, maybe you want a new house, maybe you want a certain amount of money, whatever that is. Write it down now, and don't be afraid to go big. In fact, when you go big, it makes it more fun, right? Um, and it does give your subconscious a little bit more of a challenge, but it doesn't matter, right? Because your subconscious can do it once we sort of give it permission to do that. All right. All right. So number one, write it down. And have you written it down now? I've given you some time. And you can always go back and watch this later if you need more time to do it. But I'm going to go ahead and jump on to the next step. So step number two is we're going to want to organize, get some sort of system together. So before we start anything, We need to organize the thing and create a system for it. Because when we follow a system, that gives our subconscious mind a platform, right? So if your subconscious is just, if you just have like this nebulous, right? So maybe if your goal is to buy a new car, um, before you just like go out and buy a new car, maybe you need to do some research on the car. Maybe you want to cut out some magazines and hang it, around your house or something of the types of cars that you want. You're gonna want to go and test drive the cars. All right, car, that's sort of an easy goal because like most people, I think, don't have a problem with buying new cars. So, but think of a goal that might be might even feel a little bit overwhelming to you. And I want you to think of a way that you can put into a system. And I'm going to give you some more examples in a minute. But let me move on to the next point of what needs to happen so that you don't feel blocked or overwhelmed. So, and when you do this next step, then you're not going to procrastinate. All right. So, and that step is just to make it very, 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 very easy. So you need to chunk down your goal to very manageable steps, to baby steps. So now when I had a goal of writing my book, I wanted to spend 2 hours a day on it for 30 days. And I thought, oh, I can do that. That's no big deal. I can write for 2 hours. But it turned out that I couldn't. And I was procrastinating. And I didn't know why I couldn't write for 2 hours because I could find 2 hour chunks in my day. But what it really boiled down to was that 2 hours felt overwhelming to me. Just, I couldn't get started because I felt overwhelmed. All right. So, what I did was I created a system to help me break those down into more manageable steps. We call that chunking down. And so, all I said was 10 minutes. That's all I need to do is 10 minutes a day. And it's like, oh, wait, 10 minutes feels very easy to me. I can do anything for 10 minutes a day. And I don't even have to be at my computer to write for 10 minutes. I can be on my phone and I can write for 10 minutes or talk into my phone for 10 minutes. Like that's not a big deal. And then what happens is once you start in on that little bitty, once you get your foot in the door, then you overcome inertia. Timer. I'll say, all right, Siri, set timer for 10 minutes, right? It looks like I have an unstable connection at the moment, so I'm going to, okay. All right, I think we're back. I think we had an unstable connection for a moment there. All right, so at the end of 10 minutes, I can decide to stop because that's all I needed to do. I accomplished my goal. I accomplished my goal for the day, right? So I could stop at 10 minutes, or I can continue going. And usually what happens is I get very inspired 10 minutes in, and I don't want to stop at 10 minutes because I'm on a roll now. I've got momentum going now. So I want to just keep working, right? And so maybe I'll go for 20 minutes, maybe I'll go for 30 minutes. Maybe I even will go for the full 2 hours. All right? And then I log in my minutes into a spreadsheet. Like an Excel. Well, actually, I use Google Sheets so I can, so it's in the cloud. But you can do like a Google Sheet or an Excel spreadsheet or whatever works for you. It could be a poster board that you color in with magic markers, but just something that you can physically like tick off and say, yeah, look, I did that. I met that goal today. And so you get these little rewards, right? And then if I do like 20 minutes or 30 minutes, that's just gravy. So I also give myself a daily challenge to get to the 2 hours. If I want to keep going for 2 hours, I'll get another reward if I actually make the 2 hours. But if I don't make the 2 hours, no big deal. I've still accomplished the goal for the day. All right. So now I want you to think of a puzzle, right? Let's say you have a puzzle of 10,000 pieces, and it's not one of those puzzles that have like the picture on the box. You don't even know what the picture is, right? So anybody who enjoys playing puzzles knows, and by the way, a puzzle is a game. So just make your goal into a game, right? All right. But the first thing you do, what do you do? The first thing you do when you put a puzzle together, no matter how big or how small the puzzle is, the first thing you want to do is create a system of organization for it, right? So you're going to find your four corners, you're going to put them in a pile. You're going to find all of the edge pieces, and you're going to put those in a pile. And then you'll put all the rest into another pile. And then and then from that pile, you'll start to put all of the pieces that look similar together, all of the colors, all the blues together, all the reds together, all the purples together, right? And then you'll begin building that structure, right? So you'll build your frame first, and then you just put in one puzzle piece at a time, right? And then you get faster and get more momentum as you do it. And then the picture starts to show up in the puzzle. And the picture becomes clearer and clearer. And then it gets easier and easier to complete this puzzle. And so that's the same thing. Just think of your goal that way. So think of the end result first, a really fun, happy, awesome goal, end result. And then just take it and just like a glass dish, just like shatter it. Just shatter it into 10,000 pieces. It's okay. You're allowed to. Like how I put my organization into spreadsheets and a reward system so I can reward myself along the way. So put that into a system. Also for my book, I made like a table of contents, and I made some bullet points that I want for each chapter. Okay. So right now it's like the outline and the bullet points. So that's very easy, right? And then you just start, like I said, you just take one step at a time. You do something easy, great. What's the next step? You do the next step, and then you do the next step, and then you do the next step until the whole project is finished, right? And make sure that you definitely reward yourself at the end when you have your goal accomplished. Now, sometimes you have days where you're just not feeling it, or you're organized, you're chunking it down, you're seeing the picture, but whatever, you've got stuff going on, you've got a busy schedule, other people are taking your time, you're getting whatever, all kinds of crazy stuff could be getting in your way, could be blocking you. So the final step to really accomplishing your goals, especially your big goals and your big dreams, is to have an accountability partner, someone who could just sort of cheer you on. Now, you don't want someone who's going to give you a lot of critique or be critical of what you're doing, but someone who can just sort of you know hold you accountable in a good way. So give you sort of a pat on the back and, hey, send me that next chapter. Let me read that next chapter. Um, Someone who can check in with you from time to time just to see where you are in your project, right? Someone who's going to be very supportive. Like I said before, your cheerleader, and someone who you could sort of be proud of to show your stuff to. Like, yeah, I want to finish this by this date because I want to show my accountability partner that I've done it, right? And use your accountability partner sort of as a springboard, kind of talk out what's sort of going on, whatever the rough patches are. Now, accountability partners, they can be anybody, right? They could be a friend, a loved one, a spouse, a parent, as long as they're not critical. It could also be someone that you hire, like a life coach or a business coach or a mentor. And I'm actually going to be holding my own group in January of 2020. I'm going to be starting my own group that's going to be specifically for people who want to get their goals accomplished. And I will be an accountability partner. And I want to get it in such a way where I can have the people in the group be each other's accountability partner as well. I don't have the details ironed out on that yet, but that's an idea that sprang to mind, and I have a lot of interest in that right now, and I'll let you guys know more about that when I know more about that myself. Was that sort of have that figured out? Hi, Bill. How are you? Yeah, he says, yeah, right. We don't need the naysayers. No, and also, be very careful about who you tell your goal to, especially if it's something near and dear to your heart. Because when you are growing yourself and when you're going to the next level and you're getting bigger, people don't want to come with you. They can't come with you because you're going to the next level, right? And so people will try to destroy your dream. Not everybody, but there are people who will try to destroy your dream. They'll tell you why that will never work in a million years, or why you can't do that, or how stupid that idea is. All right. That just like sucks the wind out of the sails, right? So be very careful to stay away from people who you know are negative. Just, keep that kind of, that's why I'm like, sometimes you might want to hire a coach instead of going to your friends or your family, because those are the people who sadly more often than not are going to be the people who are critical of you. And maybe they're critical because they think that they're helping you, they think that they're giving you constructive criticism because they love you, but really that just kind of slows down momentum or just takes the wind out of the sails like completely. So just be very careful who you tell about your goals, and just make sure that whoever it is, that they're very supportive and that they're just really, really happy to cheer you on. So thank you for joining, Bill, and thanks for participating. Bill, do you have a goal that you are working on right now? Tell me about your goals. And by the way, if you're watching this on the replay, um, and you don't have a goal yet, well, you can create a goal. What's the next thing you want to do in your future? You're like, what can you see in your future that is something that you would like to have or get accomplished, right? And yeah, Bill says yes, of course. Well, tell me about it, Bill. Let's chat about it for a minute. Um, so create that goal, or some people, they say, oh, one someday when I retire, or someday when the kids are out of the house, or someday when X, Y, or Z happens, then I will take steps to try to manifest this goal, right? But someday is not a day of the week. All right. So the subconscious really likes very specific. My son has been saying Pacific, like Pacific Ocean, so it's like getting in my mind, but very specific goals. So is talk la. Hi. Hi, is talk. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Thanks for joining us. Bill, Bill says, I play guitar and I couldn't play when I was young because my father broke my guitars. Oh, I'm sorry. That sucks. But now I got over I think you said trauma, and you're playing and you're learning. So I love that, Bill. So your goal is your goal to learn how to play the guitar, or you're already playing the guitar, but you're just learning and getting better at it? And is there a particular song or that you have in mind, or is there a particular goal, such as you want to do you want to like play your guitar like at a bar, or at a concert, or what is your ultimate goal with playing the guitar? Okay, so you want to monetize and compose songs. Okay, awesome. And so, just see that big goal in your head, which I think it's already there for you. You hate playing at bars. Okay, I don't know. I'm not a guitar player. Uh, although I am trying to teach my little one how to play the guitar. I mean, I'm not trying to teach her, but she was in piano lessons, but that wasn't like going so well for her. So I think we're going to switch her over to guitar. It's something she's expressed an interest in, and she can play the ukulele, which I know is different from the guitar. So yeah, so if you want to compose songs, so to make money, so you want to make money, compose songs, and then maybe sell it to other artists, and make money off of it that way. So let's think about that, and think about really what do you want your end result to accomplish, besides just making money, because that will come. And okay, so that's what you want your business to be. Okay, great. So, and I'm going to ask if do you have a system of organization to get there? Do you have some sort of system or some sort of organizational method that keeps you on track so that you can keep working towards your goal every day, just step by step? Do you have something like that? So I'm waiting for Bill to answer. It sounds weird when I'm not talking. It sounds like there's like dead air. That's weird. Okay, so anyway, so yeah, so just make sure that those systems are in place. And Bill says, I think if I want something, I will do it happily. And if I can play the guitar great, it will stand out in the market. Okay, great. So, and also just, make sure you do have those systems in place. And then if you find yourself, you might not be procrastinating on your goal. Um, and I'm not saying everyone who is watching this is procrastinating on your goal, but if you are, these are some steps to help you with it. But if you find yourself blocked or procrastinating or not moving forward, make sure that you get an accountability partner, like I was saying earlier, or a group of friends, or a coach, or a mentor, someone who can just kind of help you get to the next level. And even if you're doing this all on your own and you don't have any blocks, I find that coaches, like really good coaches, really help you to accelerate where you need to be, like in a shorter amount of time than you would get there on your own. Every time I've hired a coach, I've always scaled my business. I've always gone to the next level. I've always made more money. But it was really making that decision to hire the coach, and then really implementing what the coach was telling me. And because my coaches were accountability partners, like they really held me accountable, and I really wanted to. I'm a little bit too much of a people pleaser sometimes, but it can work in my favor. It can work against me. Sort of depends. But in this case, it works for me because like I really want to make my coaches proud of me. It's like, see what I did, like, just like a little kid, like mom, see what I did. I made this thing, or I did this thing. So that's very helpful. Okay, and Bill says that you like NLP. Yeah, so in NLP, they talk a lot about chunking down. And this is what I'm talking about here, chunking down, making the thing easy so that you're not overwhelmed. Because when you feel overwhelmed, then that's what stops you. So even if it's like going to the gym, right? If you have a goal to build muscle, or I don't want to say lose weight through exercise, because now we know that you don't lose weight through exercise, but say you want to go build muscle. Um, so you go to the gym. So maybe you think like, I have to go work out. Like I want to work out, but maybe it feels overwhelming to go work out, right? So to chunk that down, then instead of thinking like, so for me, when I think about working out and going to the gym, it's like, oh, I got to bring my kids with me. I've got to check them into the little daycare center. Uh, I've got to. It's like I've got to, and so it just feels like overwhelming. But if I just say to myself, all I need to do when I wake up in the morning is just put on my gym clothes, and that's it. Just put on my gym clothes. So just the act of putting on my gym clothes starts the momentum going, and it makes me feel like a lot more active. Now I'm out of my pajamas, I'm into my gym clothes, and now I'm a little bit more active. And then I could say to myself, all I need to do is just check into the gym, have them swipe my card, and I'll bring my kids. I'll leave, my kids need to play. This will be a good break for them. They can get out of the house. And I don't even have to work out if I don't want to. I just have to get to the gym, and that's it. And so that feels easy. So you do the next step, right? Okay, they swiped the card. I've done my goal. Now I'm done with it. I can just, if I want to just like sit in the jacuzzi for an hour, I could do that because I've accomplished my goal. But maybe once I'm there, it's like, well, I'm here anyway. Maybe I can sit in the jacuzzi, but let me just work out for a little bit before I do that. And so then you go and then you start to work out, and you feel good. And the more you work out, the better you feel, right? And so the better you feel, the more you work out. And it just becomes this really wonderful situation. But see, it has to start with it feeling very easy and you just doing the next logical step, but in very small baby steps without feeling like you have to, I have to go to the gym 5 days a week for 2 hours with the physical trainer. Like feels very overwhelming, at least to my brain. So again, the way to do that is to chunk it down, take it one step at a time. All right. So in January, I'm going to start it's a coaching mentoring program where I'm going to help mentor you guys. I'm also I know I'm a clinical hypnotherapist, but before I was even a hypnotherapist, I'm a certified life coach as well. So I'd like to get back into my coaching. It's been a while since I've coached people. I love working with the subconscious mind. I love working with hypnosis, but then I also love to coach people also on the conscious level. So I work with the unconscious all the time, but the conscious mind does need to be involved in some things, especially when it's about working on your goals. So once I know more information about that, I'll let you guys know. And all right. And if anyone else wants to make a comment, now's the time. Otherwise, I am just going to say thank you for watching. I love you. Please like this video and subscribe to my website. And I will see you in the next video. Oh, Bill says, yes, I think the real hypnosis is during the day all along. Yes. Okay. Namaste. Bye. If I can figure out how to end this. And thanks, Bill, for showing up and interacting with me. And yeah.